Hello all and welcome. I'm your not-so-humble Game Master TJ, and this is Dice of Ages, presenting CrestVahllen, The Argent Flame, Episode 82, Dance, Dance, Worm-volution. Without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode. The 37th of Hylock begins with much of the party completing errands for coin, as well as shoring up defenses and composing preparations. News is disseminated that the Maw has had a jarring change in its power structure, ignited by a religious group fundamentally devoted to the worship of the ancient Sovereign of Sand. An embargo and blockade has followed, cutting off the Razorfang from the Maw, as the once current Primarch of Babos has fled the city, their whereabouts unknown. With the southern and eastern routes in and out of the Razorfang now barred, the agreement's economy, industry, and more is under unsustainable strain. Serendipitously, Lord Ehrenbach has come forward as a benefactor to aid in alleviating the nation's burden, as his occupation of the soon-to-be vacant triumvirate seat seems likely. A day and more passes as the gang prepare to leave for the underground near the Meresian capital, hoping to travel via Worm. Now let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Alright everybody, welcome back. Dice of Ages, CrestVahllen, Argent. Last we left off, a bunch of downtime stuff was happening. Some speeches were written, some dreams with lambs and lambs were shorn, some street performances, some other, you made some stuff, right?
Made the brain and I customized the whip.
Right, customized the whip. Trisheni transcribed a bunch of spells and stuff with her into her book and learned some new scrolls and information about
Yes.
the
Hope I pay off, guys.
about
Just don't die again.
the Coalition of the Golden Dawn, the Meresian peoples, and Babas, the Inquisition as they call themselves, has kind of taken over the government there as the Primarch has fled. And the Razorfang has dubbed them a failed state, cutting off ties to them, but also cutting off their nose to spite their face when it comes to economy. As a kind of an angel investor, one of the Lord Ehrenbach has offered to take the place of the triumvirate member who is not in good health ever since the assassination attempt, and has been thinking about stepping down in order to keep an influx of cash and funds into the Razorfang agreement. You kind of all have decided among yourselves that it's time to go check out what's going on in the Maw then, given these circumstances. Chiron, you have some misgivings about whether this could be clandestine or planned or by design, which you have filled in Chiron about. And they plan on doing some stuff with the faction, the Moon factions, to see if they can find out some more information, and as well as Logren, who is the liaison to Thormorved. So, it is the morning of the 38th. You guys just finished shearing a lamb before...
39th. It was 38th was yesterday.
Right, this is the 39th.
Before we would have done that, I would have asked Argus, hey, can you shine a little light tonight?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I'll give you daylight last night.
Thank you. All right.
I got plenty of spells.
We're good.
Oh, yeah.
Not crazy yet, guys.
Crazier. What's a matter of opinion?
Journey with us. I don't know how well that, places your sanity.
Any certain spells
yeah.
you guys think I should prepare today?
So, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday, the 38th, you got a message from a scoop saying that the Baker's Dozen had destroyed 2 idols made by Yitzglotl.
Was that on the 38th? Because we had already done that.
I think it's just because they had done that several sessions ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was on 38. And that the salty mistress is in contact with the broker, the false wave, Yitzglavel.
Because that Y name caused Log to have some strange...
You asked they destroyed how, and you don't...
No, it wasn't the 38. It wasn't the 38.
Whatever.
The next one, I think it was.
You don't know any of those people. You'll speak with the others and respond. Scoop did send you something today, which on the 39th, saying that 2 idols fought each other inside a dimensional book. One killed the other was heavily hurt, which they then killed.
So then this was being sent to Zemdak. Right.
And then the second one that was sent, yes, I believe so. The second one that was sent was that Yitz created all or just one of the idols. They're not sure, but they were attacking each other, so they think they were assuming just one of them. They don't know. Scoop also sent a message saying that the salty mistress is a threat to his own deity, to Scoop's deity. Some sort of higher power that they thought you should be aware of.
Then he said a random one-off thing.
I don't know what this means. Okay, cool. Thanks. He's in the
The
captain's
first one, I
quarters.
asked him, he just said, we destroyed
Yeah, that was
2
a while
items.
ago.
I said, how?
And then he told
Yeah.
you about the book, but what did you respond to any of the other ones yet?
I
Did you just give them now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with these. This is why we need an archive, so I don't remember any of these.
Well, that's why.
That's why
well,
we're creating.
these were the sendings that we skimmed over in the game the other day.
Right. Okay. Lots of sendings get sent today. One of them is
So many.
that a Scoop and the Baker's Dozen got attacked by a strong, tall, blind girl from a different timeline, is what they believe. Not even sure if it was real.
Okay.
Are you gonna respond it? Like,
Yeah.
Tell Tiffany she can't dance.
Amazing.
Steer clear of the tall ones.
they're bitches. Their souls are mine. Argus.
Yeah, Argus did take her soul.
Write these down.
I am trying.
Yeah.
But that was the only one that we
Yeah.
that you
we'll go through
responded
and
to.
do archive and actually like plunk these out properly.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of the stuff happened and might be some inconsistencies, but just getting caught up from where we were. Like, yeah, they said, oh yeah, we got attacked by a tall, blind, blonde girl, and maybe killed her, but they vamped away also when they were like in the middle of getting flayed.
They can do that. So if we put another one in my book, they might kill each other.
If we're lucky.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess so.
If they're trying to kill each
To
other.
that
though.
one, I would have responded something along the lines of, still have ours contained? Log hasn't managed to figure out
Anything?
how to kill it.
Does he want to?
I don't want to do.
Okay. So these happen, within the first couple or last couple hours of 39. I just don't want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get it. You get the gist. And you respond throughout the day. It is the 39th, then.
To the salty mistress one, I have no
Who
idea
wants
what
to
respond to that.
roll?
'cause We're so far away from the sea that I don't think it
I
matters.
feel like I did recently.
Well, if nobody else wants to. For the heart.
For the
Go for
heart,
it.
yeah.
Heart.
Nope.
Ah, so close.
No.
That Kraken's so close.
I know, he's right here. Right there.
All right. Heart does not regenerate.
Okay. So
When was the last time we did get that back?
Well, I did it. And then we used it right
did
away.
it.
Yeah,
You
like
used
a
it
month
right
ago.
away because
We had need
you
for it
needed
right
You
away.
needed it because it was.
It was one of us.
It was, I think, I think you were paralyzed. And
Yeah.
I think that was, after the Silver Flame
21st.
incident.
Yeah. So that's been a while.
It was pretty dire when you kind of needed it at that
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it back that morning and then
21st of
used it
this
to
month or
partially
was
bring you
this
back.
month?
Yeah.
So it's only been. It hasn't been that many days.
Nope.
You guys just before
It's
we got
been
into Midheim, yeah.
6 potential recharges that we missed. So that's not bad.
So you guys pack up, get all your stuff ready. You guys are ready to exfiltrate from Steercrag for the moment. You say your goodbyes. Eleazar is ready with Idol too. Finds out that the plan is to try to ride a worm, maybe. So they're like, oh, why don't you go back to where you came from, Idol 2? I don't think there's room for you on whatever it is that is going to happen. So I'll call you when I need you. And they just kind of like turn into like a small little snowstorm and just go off.
Cool.
Cool. You meet up with Ermgrim, who just finished meeting with Chiron. He's like, all right, so I was able to find some of the old documentation from the old stone worm clam as far as, just a couple, techniques used for things that you can't just like climb up onto super easily. We'll need a couple grappling hooks and a couple other things.
I bought a couple of those.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll also need like some sort of pylon where we should get hit with a hammer a lot of
I
times.
think you bought some of those again, too? I feel like you did. You got a whole block and
kind of
tackle.
thing you
It's like a
Right.
big railroad spike. Type thing
Yeah.
that we just hit a bunch of times until a worm comes along.
Oh, okay.
It's helpful.
Walk without rhythm.
He may have something that could do that without the spike.
Just hammering?
Without the thud.
Oh, right. Yeah, I could do that too. I totally forgot. But so yeah, we can.
We could just thaumaturgy.
Yeah. Let's just do that.
Come
The
here!
problem is that we have to get that 8-1. 8. So meaning that if we don't,
I don't want another slimy one.
right. If we get a slimy one, if we get one that's too small, if we get one that's too big, we're gonna have to kill it. Or run away if we can run. They move a lot faster than us though, so
That's always been my logic.
it's gonna be pretty.
Hopefully it's just one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to roll the dice on this one. So let's go.
Okay.
We
You're
can
You're
go.
leading go.
Down into the
Right,
breach again.
right. Is there anything else you need to do?
Nope. We did it all yesterday.
All right, then let's go.
Yeah.
You guys go out of Steercrag, or one of the main tunnels. Eventually, find a side tunnel to try to go deeper, down. Not too much. This isn't difficult for you. I don't need to roleplay this as much. You just continue on, but you say goodbye. You say goodbye to Pinjack. You say goodbye to Rupai. You say goodbye to Lopnel. You say goodbye to Chiron. You say your goodbyes. Megara actually does stop you, Zemdek, and comes over to you and says, does your brother like mushrooms?
Yes.
Cool. Good luck.
Mushroom stew with root vegetables.
And some good wine. So yeah.
Mushroom wine.
Mushrooms.
Mushroom wine? All right.
Mushrooms.
Don't give him the ones that make you see things, though. He tends to have a bad reaction to those ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Unless you really want to have a good time.
That's the plan.
Don't hurt him.
Anyway,
I will be back.
well, not unless you ask for it.
It's good policy.
All right.
He's just so innocent. I want to corrupt the shit out of him.
Fair enough.
He's easily corruptible.
Keep a steady eye out.
We've seen.
Stay safe.
Okay.
Don't break him.
Did I hear right about how you might be trying to ride a worm? You can't really be less stupid, are you?
Have you met him?
Have you met us?
Please don't. You're gonna get eaten.
It's the fastest way to get where we need to go.
It's
He's the one who
happened
put the
before.
skull on his head for fun.
I still
true.
don't like that you did that. You shouldn't have done it.
It wouldn't be the first worm we've killed.
You know, the funny thing is, technically, I should be the ruler of Staircrag.
All right. Just smacks you on the back real hard. We'll see you later.
Well, I mean, you did help kill the purple worm. You rode the table. You
My construct
successfully wore the helmet.
Successfully
Bye.
rode the table, and I
Have fun.
completed the trial
Can't
of the
hear
mind.
you.
Have fun, Megara.
Bye.
I just wink at her. I know what
Seriously,
she's
have
throwing
fun.
in.
Something wrong with your face?
Oh, yeah. You were
Don't forget, Pernua has a ball gag. Bye.
And manacles.
Pernua does say. Pernua is right behind you. Shows up like right behind you. And just looks at you like. They're for official business.
Sure.
She's official.
I know what kind of business they're for.
All right. I believe I'm going to
It's
stay
business
here
time.
for the moment. So
Yeah,
if you're headed,
that was the plan. You were gonna.
yeah, I believe I'm going to stay here for the moment. It's probably better. I'm closer to where it is that we're supposed to go anyway, or I'm supposed to be. Until we find out where it is that.
I've watched.
I'm not sure how I'm going to really react to being where it is that you're going. So it's probably safer if I stay here.
They could use you here.
No doubt. I'll do my best to help when I can, but if I find out anything on my personal agenda, all bets are off.
Did you feel anything? I know a couple copies were removed from the equation.
No.
Well,
I don't
with
know
her
what I
heart
would
locked
be.
away, she might not be able to feel anything.
That too. Anyway,
Depressing. Jeez.
No,
He means protected. He means
talking in code.
I don't know. I really don't. But if I find anything out, given
mean-
certain information that has come to light about what's happened to your families,
You also know he's made more than just you.
yes. I don't feel jealous or angry about it. Just I don't know. I feel just strange. Makes me feel not less important, but
Like you have a
I mean, I
right.
didn't want this. Why do I feel like I should be the one that has it? I don't. But I did ask for. I don't know. Are we still at peace with him?
For the moment.
Yeah. For the
Till
moment.
we have a reason not to be.
Tensely non-combative.
All right.
They don't know.
You're getting pretty good at the political responses there.
He is the only one who knows where our families are.
More than what they've told me, which was Jag Squad.
If I find anything else about the families, I'll do my best to try to relay it to you the best I can. But I'm not eating the mushrooms. I have enough people in my head already.
You know who has. And they
Yes.
can get in touch with me.
All right. Be safe. Last thing I need to do is pull your asses out of the fire again.
It's kind of where they live.
That's what his is. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep poking it, by the way. Anyway, good luck.
That's how it gets infected.
Gross.
You sort of taken the dwarf you only stabbed with us, so.
Hey, I think you just smiled.
Gross. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you.
Burn infections out.
I'll give her a quick hug because she's been
Oh.
very nice to me throughout the.
She hasn't stabbed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still like her. She stabbed me plenty of times.
Yeah, but you like a little
She-
pain.
Corners of her mouth turn up a little bit.
That's definitely
She'll
a
be
smile.
okay.
luck.
Good luck.
Goodbye.
So I think before we fully leave, I'd want to pop into Belgrar's and just see if he's
got
had
it.
any luck with getting the powders from Ankadine.
He wants some drugs.
Well, what's more arcane?
So you walk in the back room of Bill Grars?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's not there. The tavern is okay, but he's not at the bar at the moment. You walk into the back room. He has his feet in the vat, the tub.
Oh, no.
Doing the foot bath, doing the foot spot.
And there is like almost a Groot-like mushroom, half humanoid individual growing from the vat. About like they have like mushrooms that out here, and then there's like a face with a bunch of mushrooms here, and on one of the caps is a line of arcane that Bill Garge is like, you gotta try this. You gotta try this. It's
I want to try it, but I
no,
can't.
no, he's
try
not
it.
talking to you.
Oh.
He's talking to Ankyline. Hasn't noticed you yet. And Anky's like, I don't have a respiratory system in this platform. Well, you want me to just sprinkle it on your, what is it, roots or something? You can try.
Gills. Go for the gills.
You want me to, Gil, you want me to like rub it into your spore guild things? You know, stick it up in there? That might feel strange, but sure.
We've turned him into an alcoholic and now a drug user.
Starts
Poor
shoving
Ankyline.
stuff up in Ankyline's like spore gill
Life experiences.
cap skills. I don't feel anything.
Well, that's a waste.
What color?
Hi. What color was it? It's blue.
So, you got any more of that?
Oh, yeah, you want some more?
For the road.
Yeah, I mean we're about to leave town, so
And he just burps like this, like this voltaic like orb that then disperses. Like there's what is it? There's actually it's a phenomenon where there's
Ball
like,
lightning.
the little like ball lightning comes out and then disperses. And it's like, oh, that was cool.
that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. It was really cool. You want some?
I mean, yeah, so we're hitting the road, so you don't need some
Sure.
for the travels.
I have some
and-
orange.
Some what? Orange?
Yep.
I have not had orange.
I don't know what
before.
it does.
All right, I'll take it.
That's all you need to
I have some black too. You want some black?
How much for both?
Oh, I mean that was yours, dude. That was
Oh,
awesome.
all right.
We're good, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah, fuck it, I'll take both.
You want both?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh,
Must be
you
some
know
good
what?
shit. Must be some good shit.
Yeah. What?
Exactly.
Cool. So
was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Orange,
About
black.
the arcane price on the arcane.
See you later. Was that it?
No.
We're hitting the road.
No.
Don't try the black.
Was it about the arcane itself?
Oh yeah. So thing about that is if you want, let people know they can come here for a good time. I don't remember my accent.
You're good.
Yeah, that's it.
That's actually
It's
it right
about-
there.
It's about in that range, yeah.
Cool. So if you want, let people know they can come here.
Absolutely, we'll do that.
Yeah, for a good time.
Yeah.
You got it.
For a good time call, Bill.
No, don't
Brawl.
call me.
Okay.
I don't need it. Don't give them. Anki, don't tell people where they can reach me on the Ankyo line. I don't need,
That's like a whole new creation that just happened, apparently.
yeah, it's cool. He was telling me all about it.
I'm not hook connected, but he is.
Zemdak, please roll a Constitution saving throw.
17.
17. You feel a very strong, massive electrical shock run through your body as you. You're okay, but
Everyone else in there.
Is his hair like poofed at least?
you do take 9 points of
Static
lightning
Yeah,
damage
Exactly.
as you just see Zemdak go and then kind of like fall to the ground for a second, and you pull yourself back up.
He can't handle his shit. Sorry.
It's like an Anki line in like the vat over there is like, oh, maybe that's where that went.
Yeah, don't put any more in the gills.
More, please.
Do the red one. Do the red one.
Did that hurt?
Yes.
Oh,
You're going to kill one of us.
no, then no more, please. It was fun, though. I got to do things a lot faster.
And now we know that it works. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure your gauntlet's off before you put it in your pocket.
The other lady did talk to us about microdosing.
Well, I've tried it. It's
Fertilizer.
So maybe just less, smaller doses? Start small.
So you gotta start growing out your pinky nail. And then
I don't have nails. I'm unable to grow keratin.
But yes, fertilizer might not be a bad idea.
Great.
yeah.
It appears that I don't feel the effects of it, but all those connected to me do.
All those?
How much is
Further research is required.
But now if there's one person connected who shouldn't be connected, now you have a way
Ilbra,
to
could you
eliminate that
please
person.
check on-
You can direct it to that one person. You can eliminate that one person who shouldn't be connected.
Perhaps. Could this be used as a weapon?
I've almost used it that way a couple times.
Further research and experimentation will be required.
It's always great when he farts it out. Well, thanks for the freebies.
Oh, right. So yeah.
But yeah, I'll
Send
spread the
people
word.
cool. You just
Said like, you don't have to be like, hey, they got drugs.
Oh no, no.
Be like, hey, you're a really hip, hop, poppin' joint. You should go check it out and buy stuff.
I will tell them. Like I said,
spread
we're
the
leaving
word.
town, so I'll tell as many people as I can on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll send them your way.
Yeah. Well, and my if we place hear they're is the coming place to to be. Steer Crag,
Right. We'll be on the road, so yeah.
We're
Tourists.
going to be on a worm, not really the road.
Tomato, potato.
Cool.
Exactly.
Ankyline, does this spore thing, is it good?
What?
The spore spreader.
Oh,
Does it eventually like go bad or is it just good?
well, that is only. I could use an update.
Can you grow me another one and I'll leave this one with you? Or
Sure.
do you just need to like
Why don't you give me that and I'll perform a firmware update?
Sporeware update.
It just kind of like absorbs it into themselves.
I hate these loading bars.
It hasn't quite connected yet. You haven't heard the.
And
If it wasn't clear, we are all dialogue children.
You have any patch notes for me?
use thick thread. Here you go.
Dun.
That was a good one, and y'all should be laughing as hard as possible. That was pure gold.
Didn't get through our
Hands you like a
No.
little spore ball. It's like this one appears to and make noises
Little lively.
and like move on its own.
Oh,
It kind of
great.
turns around.
It's going to release spores itself.
I will put it in the empty insect jar.
What you put it in the what?
Empty insect jar.
Okay.
Do we have an empty one?
Yes.
Yes.
One has blue terrazine. The other one, the insects all died. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Apologies for the whistling.
that's fine. I'll keep him nice and happy.
As I have more, as my system ends up becoming more complex, apparently parts of me become individualistic.
That's what I meant.
If you ever have the urge to whistle, don't hold back.
This platform doesn't have the capability to whistle,
Maybe you should grow that.
Think about
but
it.
the ball does.
We'll take good care of it.
Great.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Bilgrar, let's play that game again. What one was that? The one with the whiskey. Oh, okay. Cool, yeah.
Ooh,
Smacks
whiskey.
one of the tops off of him, like rips it off of him, breaks off a piece into the whiskey. How many seconds do you think I can go this time? And you guys walk out the door.
Hey, I can see we've created a lasting friendship between those two.
I think it worked out fine.
I think we made a
No
horrible
repercussions.
mistake, but it was awesome.
Now I just hope Guy's story ends as happily.
Oh my God, guy!
This guy's still alive.
Should we check on Guy before we leave?
Yeah, let's check to see if he was still alive.
Guy jumped off a cliff. Just
I would
Guy
not
just
be
got
surprised.
oh, yeah. Everybody got shot.
Yeah. So Pinjack.
Wait.
In the middle of a council meeting.
I thought Pinjack wasn't connected.
Oh no, Pinjack isn't.
Mushroom man.
Mushroom Boy is.
Yeah.
What about all the beings in the water or the beer?
Oh
Right.
no.
Poor little buddies.
Was they already electric?
The beer eels.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
and
immune
then
to
there's
electric,
the
so
there's
it
the
doesn't matter.
monsters out in the tunnels that have eaten the other ones that are now Ankyline too.
There's a whole colony of.
There's
Still
a reason
super scared
why
of Ankyline.
people they wanted a list as to who has it. All right. Anyway, you guys exit Steercrag. You exit Steercrag. You find your way down into the depths, crossing the threshold of the deep under, and bless you, Moonchild, and make your way
Don't sniff the spores.
to just kind of a larger, wider tunnel, just something that has a little bit more open because it was constrained for quite a while. And you make your way to something that's. What are you eating?
Nothing. She's.
Get out of here. He's like, hey, well, this is probably as good as a place as any. Get out of here.
As Moochild starts
Go.
pestering him.
Moonchild keeps sticking their head into your pouches, being like, what you got, what you got, what you got, what you got.
She sees that.
Yeah, the cupcake I have. So, all right. Well, this is as good a place as any. Should we start making a bunch of noise?
Yeah, let's do it. If it's too big, do we want the escape hatch, like Sky Lounge, real quick,
I
or no?
don't think that would be a bad thing to do. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
not a bad idea at all.
All right. Let me do that and then make a bunch of noise.
I will say that if it's too big or too small or whatever, we'll have to find another spot because they don't trace back over their own
Right.
very often at all. So, all right.
Should I locate
Take
creature?
a iron spike,
What? Should I locate creature?
hammer it into the ground.
Ooh, that's not a bad
Oh,
one.
cool, great.
You said you needed some sort of thing to make noise.
So I know
with.
that
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
worm actually coming and not something else.
Takes this
Yeah.
like tomahawk and starts smacking it with it and using
Well-
thaumaturgy to make it big.
Okay.
Good idea.
What? What's up?
Do you need the smacking, or can you just thaumaturgy it?
Doing both. Never hurts. Faster we get this over with, the less we're gonna stay here. Clang!
I'm gonna cast locate creature on a purple worm.
It's 1,000 feet, right? Okay.
Who's good at?
Does it? You're right.
Dex.
It doesn't. If it comes in while you're
Thrown
concentrating on it,
weapon kind of thing.
then
Got 16.
it blips.
I'll hand
Yeah.
you. I'll hand you a grappling.
Just any purple worm, I guess. that would
Okay.
work. I guess that works. Yeah.
Well, I can't really specify size.
No, you can't really. Yeah. Not
I think we should.
Yeah, I guess that would work.
I mean, you told him. I think we should have modified these.
I could probably assess based on how fast it's moving. But, yeah.
Okay. So, do you do thaumaturgy too?
Anybody
Yeah.
else have
Okay.
higher than
I'll
me?
also thaumaturgy.
Is thaumaturgy concentration?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I believe you could have
All right.
just a certain number of them running.
Any
It's like
particular?
prestidigitation.
Yeah.
It's
Are there
one
any
effect.
specific things you wanted to do? So,
I take it and hand
I got-
it over to Trishani.
Yes. So Trisheni's got a grappling hook, and I've got a grappling hook.
Yes.
okay. So,
Tied off to some rope. so
is there any
that-
particular way you want to make a bunch of noise?
I'm just going to amplify the clanking that he's doing.
Okay.
banging on that spike?
Okay.
Minor illusion to create a loud thumping sound.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Sure. Loud thumping sound. Just a bunch of thumping sounds. It sounds. Trisheni, you kind of feels like if you're back in Solis for a little.
Start dancing a little bit.
Oh yeah, Cole would totally do it in like a beat.
This is like some of that techno stuff that they used to play, you know, with
speaking of
just
which.
trash cans back in the day. It's good. You guys,
Little
you don't dance to this stuff. And
little flute
No?
and bass.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You start whipping the grappling hook around.
Yeah. You start with the,
Just like
I'm like, totally needs to be lit on fire.
yes.
Fire dancer.
We need to light the grappling hook.
I actually think I have something for this too.
That would be really fun, actually.
Give me just a second.
Anyone have any burning oil that we can put on the grappling hook?
Probably.
I'm like, Zemdak has something.
I grabbed lamp oil.
I mean, I believe he still has Gutbuster too. That stuff's extremely flammable
I have
based on how it feels going down.
I have a cask of Gutbuster, and I have a cask of the
Liquid.
pool, the pond.
Pre or
alcohol.
post spores?
It was post.
Perfect.
Yeah, I imagine like there's minor illusion, prestidigitation, some thaumaturgy, and you just like you start like jumping up and down and making a lot of thumbs and make a little dance party.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah,
Strobe
I mean,
lights.
Oh yeah, like Kong turns all his headlights on and just like
Cole
spins
pulls out
his
his
wrists
fife.
around.
Yes. And
Cole
just
pulls
pull-
out his little fife and just plays
Yeah.
along with him.
You start
Fully-
doing like,
Thaumaturgy just kind of goes. We don't have to really focus on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing with minor illusion.
Yeah.
Like,
fully dancing now, not just like minorly, but
I mean, Cole would have done
Oh, yeah.
his as an actual like beat too.
yeah.
and it just you start raving. You see Trisheni like getting really into it too. She's like trying to distract from the fact that she hasn't seen the sun in like a week. The
More
fact
than
that
that.
she's like she closes her eyes and just goes into a trance and pretends she's in a club and everything. And it's like there is this like clang, clang, clang.
Moonchild's fire bolting to the music.
Yes.
I just keep turning on different colors, making all my fire change colors.
This is the best scene.
If like someone just came along, you'd be like, "Oh, those guys are having a good time."
I really need somebody to do fan art of
Yeah,
this scene.
Yeah.
This is how we attract women. noise.
Right.
There's so much noise, and there's so much things that you guys are getting so much into it. I can't imagine you guys are actually paying too much attention to whether there is things. There's a lot of
I'm
things.
gonna get bleeped.
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna get bleeped. You guys you do start to party down for a bit, though. I'll say.
I still have to
There
focus,
is-
concentrate on it.
There are like slight tremors because you're making them happen. So it's gonna be hard to discern whether there are tremors or not. I'm gonna say. It's the most grounded, probably you. What's your passive perception?
20.
Okay. You feel like the ground is getting a little more tremorous than what it is that you're doing.
I don't notice anything within
You
1,000
don't
feet.
get a blip.
Guys, there's a little
Yeah?
tremors and I don't sense a worm yet.
Oh, that's not good.
Start.
Do you
Should
want
we
to
take
go?
the party down the hall?
Or upstairs? Upstairs sounds good. 'Cause we got the Sky Lounge already ready.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should go upstairs.
There.
You guys climb the rope and go upstairs. So all you guys are like climbing the rope, going upstairs. Now that you're in here, you guys still doing the thaumaturgy? No.
It lasts 1 minute.
Well, Ermgrim is like, he's still doing
I mean,
it.
if you'll allow me the just minor strobing of the lights.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the-
I mean,
the
Conks can do
Sky
is, like-
Lounge. Yeah.
He's keeping the party going. Ermgrim is like, didn't get the memo. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. You don't feel the vibration because you're kind of suspended in the air now. Something does burst through the ground. Doesn't look like a purple worm. Looks pretty fucking slimy. You pull the rope up, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
This doesn't feel right.
It does like kind of flop around for a bit and send its like tentacles out that are whipping, and eventually it does kind of rest its gaze, if it had a gaze, on where you guys are, because although the thing is closed and it is invisible, and the rope is up and it can't see you, it can't hear you, can't smell you. You also know how this thing sees things. It sees intellect, and although you are the threshold is invisible, it's not closed, so it can sense minds there, where you guys are.
Do you want to lay over the whole log?
It does make a few attempts to whip tentacles in your direction.
Maybe with the rug first. And then...
It
Yeah,
does
okay.
hit the barrier, and it can't make it through, but it does feel like something's there.
Sure,
Yeah,
we'll go away
I'll
eventually.
throw a rug over the hole and I'll lay on it.
Just go away. Just pretend it'll go away. We're not here.
We're covering the hole with no intellect.
Right.
How many?
Oh, that's a good point.
Or at least Lois within the party intellect.
Yeah. Well, I think you and I are tied
Log,
after
you have the brooch
Yeah.
Yeah.
on you. That you don't know what it does. What was you gonna say?
I don't remember. How many people can the Sky
I
Lounge
think
do?
it's 8.
We're
I was
good
doing
now,
the count
'cause we've
because
gotten
We've
rid of
lost
them.
some people?
Yeah.
yeah, and
It's just
like
the 6
familiar,
of us in Ermgrim, so
Yeah.
it's just the 7 of us.
and then
Yeah, you got
uh,
Eleazar, and the rest of you, and
Yeah,
just
but then
just
missing
Ermgrim. That's
Pyle.
it.
Right.
Oh, and
Moonchild.
Moonchild counts. Yeah.
so
Makes
we're
it-
just at limit?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think the familiar.
familiars can be zipped into pocket.
Many as
Right,
8
yeah.
medium,
Yeah, you can just pop
medium
them
or
out.
smaller creatures.
Yeah, so we can.
Because technically they are creatures, but yeah, you can
Just
make
pocket
them go
dimension
away
them and-
temporarily if you like. Yeah. So you pop on it with 0 intellect. You're the intellect shield.
Right.
like no brains here, no brains here. Go on. This is really interesting. Just so stupid. So eventually it loses interest and just leaves. Because
you're the
Log's
best.
dumbass. Log, you're not that dumb either. You have 10, but you're wearing the brooch too, and there's a
Right.
couple of other things.
I mean, like
going
the
on.
the cephalomorphs didn't see me before when I was invisible, and
Right.
even then I was hiding behind Cole.
I'll say
Didn't
it's
see
too
me
much.
either.
The music's too much fun, and I'm thinking like this whole thing you're gonna be doing this at least a couple more times probably.
Yeah, we go an hour down the tunnel and try.
Let's not
again.
go an hour. My thing only lasts an hour.
20 minutes
Is
down
like
the
yeah,
tunnel.
let's go turn around. Cool. You were stuck in there for about like 10 minutes too,
Okay.
as this thing was like moving around. So you go like halfway through, and you make it through. You do they do another set of.
Look, don't do the worm.
Well, we're catching. I mean,
Well,
okay.
you gotta, that's a way to call the word.
Is it do like it's like it was like maybe a faster BPM this time. Yeah, a better rhythm.
Oh yeah. We can do this.
He takes his like chainmail up and goes.
Cole does like a really hard snare drum roll with his.
Tapping my feet like flamenco, like
Yeah.
going along with it.
You hear her little like claws and dew claws on the stony ground.
I take off my boots for it.
Y-
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And doing very like flash dance. Maniac, maniac.
Still with the grappling hook going.
Yeah, yeah. It's still swimming the grapple hook around. You guys are
was this a
raving
part
and
of the
Every
book on how to
once in a
summon a
while,
worm?
shit.
Does this?
Like
this
don't
thing
question
like-
it. Like the ways of the ancients were mysterious. So you guys continue to do so. Okay. You begin to feel tremors. Your thing blips off.
We got a worm.
Oh, excellent. All right. Getting ready to throw. Let's do
Coming
it.
this way. I can kind of trace it. I can track it.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's not approaching you directly from what you can sense. It appears to be like spiraling into you,
It's coming in from a spiral.
trying to determine the
Right.
best angle as to which to get you from
really
unawares.
have to do
Granted,
this?
it doesn't know that you have located creature on it, so
Right.
there's no way it could be able to. It won't be able to tell because it's an ambush thing. Ambushes, then it eats you, and then it leaves.
So everybody back away from the spike and keep the noise right there.
So you all spread out, and there's enough room for you guys to spread out and like just keep casting on the spike and dancing and. Conk is initiated rave protocol, but I assume you make him stop. There's like a bit of the ghost in the machine though, because his head's still nodding. And, like I love how he's making this noise too, and then Cole. Great. So eventually there is an intense rumbling as you don't get a number, right?
What do you mean?
Shit.
Lovely.
I would
make
know how
sense to
many.
me.
It lets you know how many.
You sense the direction of the creature's location, but I don't know why I wouldn't know more how many creatures.
You said a purple worm, though, right?
The spell can locate a specific creature
Is it a creature?
or the nearest creature of a kind.
Let me see. I'm like, I want to say, okay, actually, this is how I'm gonna play it. This is how I'm gonna do it. You sense, you get a big old blip. You get a big blip, and you're like, okay, this is a big one. We should be good. This is a big old blip. And then as it gets closer, the blip spreads out. And then you hear as something breaks through, but it looks like it's made of hundreds of like ones that are maybe about like 3 to 6 yards long. Hundreds just kind of warping together, kind of like how the Sentinels in like the Matrix kind of moved all together and like created this one big thing. And there's just tons of them that just spiral and warp in onto each other and are moving in one anchovy like bait ball style that burst through the. You set up your thing again.
I didn't declare it. So.
Okay, so that this just bursts through the ground and just starts to spill out onto all of you. Hundreds of these things. And then it starts to like form up into a ball, and there's kind of a face, but not really. It's just a bunch of them, very Medusa style, turn and go. These aren't slimy. These are just actual baby purple worms, and they just rush all of you. Everybody roll dexterity saving throws.
Magnify gravity over towards the ball of the worms.
There's like a hole in the ground
Yeah.
that some of them are still spilling out.
So I would cast
and
it
they've
on
kind of
the-
like they're festooning pretty much,
Well,
and
and
they've
how
like
wide
created
is
like
the
a ball
hole?
in the air. What's up?
How wide is the hole?
I would say probably 15 feet wide.
Okay. Still magnify gravity first level, so nothing too big, but it's still 10-foot sphere.
Trying to pull them all
just,
into one
just
spot.
being contained.
Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely do that. They need to roll. I'm not rolling hundreds of stabs.
I was going to throw a fireball in the middle of her magnified
It
gravity.
makes a lot more
Fuck
sense
yeah.
for her thing to go off first, so she can
But
concentrate
I was
them.
going to do it in the middle of that. So that
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. She concentrates them, and then you have a spot to hit them. So yeah, because they are still spread out on your feet. That's why. First things first. Dexterity saving throws is what I want to go around here. 1. Oh no.
22.
22. Okay, cool.
19.
19.
11.
11.
19.
You're not dancing.
So really it was a 3, but it was a nat 1. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Eleazar.
Oh.
That was cocked. So that was worse.
You rolling for him?
No, it was
Ermgrim.
for something else. I was doing Ermgrim stuff. And then I need to do. Ooh, okay.
13.
13. Okay, so Log and Eleazar aren't able to move fast enough, and they do get kind of caught into it up to their waists. And then you cast Magnify Gravity. They do not save for this, but because they're all like wrapped around Eleazar and Log get sucked into the ball, and you see them like sticking out in weird, odd angles in this bait ball that's kind of like now floating up above that has the Magnify Gravity because you casted it on them as a whole, but
Yeah.
they grabbed onto you and kind of pulled you with them. So there's just Eleazar, and so Log is face first into this thing, so just his legs are just out in this bait ball, and Eleazar is there like, like just his waist out, just perpendicular from the floor, just trying to whack these things. He's doing damage, but there's so many of them. He's just up there. They take damage, correct?
And I was going to throw a fireball in the middle of her
If
thing.
they fail.
Yeah, you could throw.
Which
you're gonna
you and I
hit-
have already talked about what that does when we do it together.
Yes, it does. You got to remind me.
I
Well-
have it right here. The force of gravity and the flames intermingle to create a concentrated, ardent blue ball of inferno that disrupts as quickly as it manifests. The radius of both spells is reduced to 10 feet, and the damage dice of the fireball is increased to d8s instead of d6s.
That's amazing. Yeah, you make a blue dwarf instead of a red sun. You make a blue dwarf fireball, and like it just flashes real fast as it burns really. So here's the deal: because it's only 10 feet wide, and you know what's happening with that, you could potentially kind of make it off center from the bait ball to not hit Log and Eleazar. This is a lot of moving parts here, and they're kind of like undulating through the thing. So I'm going to say first roll just a straight wisdom check.
If we're all still like acting at the same time, Eleazar would like
Sure.
Misty step out.
Oh
Back
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
yeah, you're right. That
Well,
makes a lot of
and I
sense.
could do that as well because I also have Misty Step.
Yeah. You just can't see where you're going.
Oh, yes, that's true.
You could ghost vision if you want, because you're blind right now.
Well, I could also do like I did where I
not
wore.
lights
Well,
everywhere.
Twig would probably be on me, so. But I can't see through creatures.
You're in a bunch of undulating,
So yeah,
not
so
slimy, but like wormy darkness.
so I can't Misty Step out then.
Yeah. So Log's stuck in there. But yeah, Eleazar's like, oh, fuck this. And he just teleports out and ends up on the wall.
There is a con save, so if you'd
I
like
did
to
roll, I failed it.
Okay.
They all failed
They
it,
all
which
failed.
is why they're
Excellent.
all sucked in and they
All right.
take whatever damage it is. And you guys, but we don't take the damage from you. Both of your stuff combines and we do the d8s.
Okay.
I believe is how that works.
So do I get a con save?
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll a con save as well.
Sorry.
Well, no, I'm sorry. The magnified gravity wasn't centered on you, but you're gonna
I'm grabbed by them, and so I'm.
you're gonna roll a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage against the blue fireball.
Oh no!
Not to make you
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
No, go for it.
Because you're
No,
restrained,
good.
Yeah,
pretty
now
much.
it's
But it was a
8d8.
fail.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
it's nice. Go for it.
Better than last time.
Yeah. It was a 2 instead of a 1.
It makes it much better.
So the
than
weird thing
2D.
is that Machete can see log in there from
You
her.
did it! You did it!
Oh, fuck.
Hell yeah!
Take it.
Yay!
So Trisheni can see that log's in there with just his legs kicking out like this, but from the angle where you are, because you all spread out in a radius, Argus can't. So he's like, yeah, here we go. Just fires it.
40 fire damage.
Yeah, because you would have been able to avoid Eleazar, but he
You're still up.
Pale Torpedo it out. So 40 damage. So Log, you take 40 points of fire damage. This incinerates a really good portion of these. Most of these are just drop, and like some of them just their form is just gone. There's just a singe, half, and the rest of their body just falls and flops, and they're just gone. That is it's gonna be a morale check for them because you devastated a swarm. Yeah, no, they're out. They leave. They just
creature and created
you
Yes.
concentrated them on, and then just it put a massive plasma hole in all of them, and they're like, there are a few of them just squirm back into the hole and just piece the fuck out. They're gone. Log eventually drops to the ground. His legs heavily singed, like half of his body.
It'll be my top half. Though.
Yeah, top half heavily singed. Coughing like a.
I so wanted to do that.
It was still really cool. I'm sorry, Log, but
I hope it at least looked cool because it felt
You
like
were in
shit.
there?
You don't have any hair.
Second level
from your
healing
waist up.
word.
You're bald now from your waist up. All your hair is completely
Sorry,
singed
Log. I
off.
didn't know you were in there.
At first, I didn't know I was in there either. That was fucking wild. I was
it's like a
partying
mosh
too
pit.
hard.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew Moonchild. It was scary.
Yeah.
But I'm okay.
It stinks, I know.
Burnt hair. Yeah, all the burnt hair. Moonchild's like,
I'm a little worried to heal you.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Or at least some of
Or
it.
hew, yeah.
Last time
I
I
mean,
healed
it's not
after someone I
much.
burned, it kind of...
You burned again. And
well,
So
I didn't go as planned, but that was still pretty fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what did you
I'm
do
having a
about it?
blast here.
Is there anything
11 points
valuable
back.
to
Better than nothing.
any like little worm?
So it's really interesting because you plasma burned these things,
Yes.
right? So you would have like, that flame is so hot it would have burned through ore as
and
well.
the pressure, too.
Yeah,
would have
and
pulled
the
it.
pressure.
red flame, not the
It
blue
would have
flame.
crushed and burned.
With our
it.
powers combined, you see.
I think the only thing that would
You are
have been
Captain
anywhere near
Blue flame?
Yes.
be able to
Understand that?
withstand that would be diamonds.
Were there any diamonds?
Let's see.
Did they make any diamonds?
See,
with that pressure?
Ermgrim, I can still burn hot.
Well, I mean,
No diamonds.
I'm about to say, fire, pressure.
You do imagine that among all those things, there probably were some precious metals or ores and everything, but you just plasma burned, gone. There are a couple bodies about of like just half burned ones that just flopped, and there are quite a few carcasses around. If you want to start digging through carcasses,
I start taking heads.
You could always do some fun.
yeah, there
Oh my
are
God,
mostly
I
tails
could.
left, but yeah, there's some heads.
Totally do that.
You can start taking heads.
Anybody want a pet purple worm? Dead purple worm?
The skulls of these purple worms are about the size of your skull.
No.
I don't. No, you sure?
No.
Where would you like to put
I
these
did
purple
prepare
worm
today.
skulls?
I got a backpack.
You got a You just want to start hanging them on your backpack?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You start making like a string of like how you do with fish. You just start stringing, chopping the heads off of the rest of their bodies and start stringing heads up on. These things are gonna smell. They're already burnt and singed. Like these things are.
Well,
not
so all
gonna
the flesh
keep
should be
very
burned
well.
off already.
Wait.
Well, no, because these are like what half their bodies burned completely incinerated. Like it's not hot enough where it burned everything but the bones. It was so hot that everything immediately flash incinerated. So anything that wasn't touched is the only thing that's left.
I can bonfire it later.
I want to do the same thing, but I want to cut thin strips.
If we can find
lengthwise
like
down
a
the
whole
worm
one.
body.
Oh, you want to get some leather strips from them?
No, I want to feed them to the mimics.
Okay, yeah, easily enough. I'd say this whole thing takes time, so
I
you're
also
still
wanna-
on time limit for what's going on.
Some
with the
worm
living
bacon.
creature here.
I still want to fill the blue terrazine vial halfway full with biomass.
The glove.
Oh, I get it. You grab some
Some of the thinner
Some
strips
flesh
so
and
that
just
I can
throw it in there.
control it.
Yeah, some viscera, and you
Yep.
just shove it in there. Yeah. What is the cap of the glass vial?
There is none. But it's inside a jar.
That's what I'm saying. What's the cap of the jar? Is it metal? It's a metal
I think
cap.
it was.
You
yeah.
tell us.
Okay.
I just do like piece, see how much it grows. Piece.
Yeah, I mean, it slowly encapsulates all of it,
Okay.
whatever you put in there.
and I only go to like halfway.
Okay, you fill it up halfway. Cool. So you've got a jar filled halfway with
terrazine.
blue terrazine. This all takes time. If you guys are gonna go chopping off heads
Yeah.
and taking strips and everything, your spell is done.
We lost locate creature.
Well, there's one there. There's one there. There's one there. Half of one there.
We got to go further down the tunnel, anyways.
Look, there's the.
Who fell in the hole?
Moonshine is like does that thing when the dog like missteps and falls into the pool and they're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and they're trying to pull themselves up and you're like, this is a bad decision, this is bad. Help.
No, you're not going.
They're
back
like clawing
underneath.
their dew claws in the edge, like help, please.
Well, so 20 more minutes down the tunnel. Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
You want to make sure your
You-
lounge is available.
Yeah.
This
We'll
time-
do it
well,
this
we won't.
time.
And I
Working on-
armor of Agathis to be safe.
And a little less dancing this time so that we can.
But like,
Grim's like, oh no way! This is like the most
I'm
fun
with,
I've had in a long
I'm
time.
with Angrim. Yeah, we got to dance. It's you know,
Absolutely
how
no
they're-
way. This is
How
awesome.
do we ride this thing once it comes?
We hook it and hold on.
Well, usually they're just small enough where I can just overpower them because I'm a beefy boy. But because it's bigger, we're probably gonna have to weaken it. So probably make it a little punch drunk, and then so it's sluggish enough that we can.
So Trishani
Get up on top of
casts
it.
slow on it, and then we get on it.
That could work too.
Did prep that today.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. The other thing about like beating it up a bit was that like kind of showing it to boss to like break it. Otherwise, if it's not broken when we get on top, it's just gonna like rake us up against the top of the tunnel, and we're gonna be smears, and that's the end of our adventure. So, but yeah, I mean that'll definitely help us like at least get on top of it and try to show it to his boss. We got probably beat up a little bit too.
Is your plasma blade blue still, or is it the other color?
Oh, it's a little whiter than usual. That's pretty cool. It hurts more, but
I'm glad you got an upgrade.
I thought you got a promotion with the blue flame thing.
No,
No, that was just.
that was just fun.
It was really hot. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been.
And weren't you writing all that down?
No.
I'm sure this will be a great story.
I put my ear to the ground.
No music. Boom, 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 music. Boom, boom, no music.
How about you gonna help us this time?
I mean, you seem to have got it under control before I like realized what it is that you were doing. Everything was gone. So I mean, I had my eyes closed too. I was really in the mood. I was vibing. So what is it you want?
Lay on the ground, put my ear to the ground so I can hear it. coming.
With fun tremors going everywhere?
You guys head over to a new spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You guys head over to a new spot.
At the new spot, I armor of Agathis. to
You
be safe.
armor of Agathis.
Armor.
You guys keep track of your spell slots and your health. Log, are you okay?
With armor of log. Yeah.
With
armor of log.
Yeah, that's the best. That's what we'll call it for now. Armor of log. Frosty log. Logsicle. Logsicle's the best. Did you heal him a little bit?
I did. So you give me
Hairless
healing.
logsicle.
Hairless Logsicle. Yeah, so hairless from the waist up Logsicle. You're like, sweet.
It's a new look. I'm trying it out.
Are so shiny right now.
Eliezer's like,
Cocoa butter?
Yeah. Yeah, you look like cocoa butter.
I'm gonna need a little bit of that.
You look horrific. It's
Like when a dog
so
has mange,
nasty.
kind of a thing.
Oh, poor buddy.
Man, it is so
Just
nasty. You
hold up
look
my shield. You might want to change yourself.
I disguise self to look like myself.
perfect.
Oh,
Like for the first time after you've cast like your
at least
Logsicle
you don't
spell,
look like a
you feel a little
shaved
cold.
berry.
You don't have that layer of fur.
My nipples.
I can actually see Log as we're just walking down the hallway and just
Skinless or hairless. With
There's
the
a
top.
point where you guys have to like go sideways down the tunnel, and your nipples are just going.
They have to be so raw because they've been covered like your whole life.
They're all like icy hard.
It adds another
Plus your
layer to the
armor.
music that's
Chalkboard.
going with the squeak up at the top.
Man. Yeah, you add it. You realize like, oh, this makes noise, so you're just like doing this up against the wall when it's time to make noise. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
For the fact your armor's cold.
Oh man.
There's extra pokes.
Oh,
Exactly.
good God. Oh,
I'm glad
my
we
God.
like to paint a very vivid picture for everyone.
I like how we all chip in on the
Yeah,
picture.
it's perfect. I mean, that's what it's. This is peak. This is peak storytelling right here. Peak storytelling.
It's all the collective imagination of us all.
Yeah, it's time to. I mean, it was heavy there for a while. It's time to just like fucking have a party. Ermgrim's like fully into it too. He's like Log is like fully into the shirtless, apps like just speedo, like aerodynamic from the waist up, icy bit and everything. Ermgrim's like, yeah, and just starts taking off his shirt, and whipping it around. Takes off his chainmail and just starts whipping it around. Shing, 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 shing. You guys do the thaumaturgy. Are you doing locate creature again or no?
No.
Okay.
I'm not always
You
so
said you were
fourth
putting your
level.
ear to the ground. Roll a perception check.
I'm not the best at this.
You're the one that decided to put your ear to the ground.
Nobody's helping me. 22.
Okay.
Well, you kind of went, I'm putting my ear to ground. He went, roll.
Well, he said it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
you're a
because
tiny
you're
gnome
talking about
with your
logs.
head to the ground with a bunch of people dancing around you. You're very lucky. There are quite a few feet that almost step on your face. Conk is like doing this, being like, "Don't step on him. He's my buddy. Stop."
Fun police.
He's doing that thing at the rave where you just like, or at the mosh pit where he's like, "No, give me some room."
Somebody's down. Somebody's down.
Yeah, somebody's down here. He's trying to protect him. Eventually, you do hear something coming your way.
We got one.
Something or several somethings. You're not sure.
All right.
No escape rope.
No, there
No,
is
she did.
escape.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Can we just go up in the escape rope and see what comes out and then come out and ambush it?
We could, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
You
do
guys
it.
want to scramble up there? Ermgrim's the last one to go up as he's like, oh. And then he climbs back up. Like right as the second he crosses the threshold, crashes through very large purple worm. Very large.
Will that size do, Ermgrim?
Too big?
Yeah.
Or is it too big?
Never! And he jumps down from the hole.
All right, I
Down
jump
we go.
down too and cast slow immediately.
Okay, cool. He jumps down into the hole right on top of it as it kind of comes up and recoils itself. You cast slow. It needs a con save.
I believe so.
Is it
Wisdom
con or
save.
Okay, because this con is huge.
But his wisdom, I hope, is not so good.
That is a 7.
That fails.
Okay, so it'd be slow. So it starts to like do that whip thing where it tries to buck Ermgrim off, and then it just does it super slow where it doesn't get enough like momentum of the actual like whipping motion to actually. And so Ermgrim's like, whoa, it's like a slow bull ride, like riding a rotator in slow motion. No, all right, it doesn't matter. Hit it, I guess.
All right, and yeah, grappling hook on.
Okay,
it and
cool.
stuff.
You guys,
Get up.
are you guys to try to jump on top of it, or are you guys gonna try to?
I'm gonna cast Bless. It's a spell I have.
Yeah. On who?
On who doesn't have good decks?
That's right. What was the last? You don't think you ever used
I've never,
that?
I've,
Yeah,
never,
you
I've
did.
never prepared it at second level.
It's-
I think I'll do it on. What do you think? Us four?
You can do it on 3 people.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
say the
cast
second
second
level,
level.
so you got another person.
Because I've got a 14. Wait, no. Yeah, 14 decks.
I've got an 18.
16.
Oh, you high decks.
Me.
Eleazar
18.
could use it.
Eleazar,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then us 3 and Eleazar.
Okay, bless on the 3 of you. That is concentration. Keep
Yep.
an eye on that.
Who-
Okay,
who
so
are the 3?
we're gonna do dexterity.
1, 2,
We're gonna do
3.
acrobatics checks to jump onto this thing because this is it is a moving target and it is slowed. So I will give you advantage on these acrobatics checks. It also means you
And
get the
D4
bless.
with the bless, right?
Yes, you get the
I will-
D4 because it is a check.
I will start blade dancing at this point.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
I
not
mean,
with.
you're gonna fucking make it. I mean,
love
all you- if you unless you roll a natural one.
You said
you're gonna fucking make it.
acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay.
At advantage because it's slowed.
Eleazar got 23.
All right, great. Eleazar pops right on.
Oh,
He's
even
been,
better.
working with some mounted combat. He knows how to hop onto something.
15?
15
Yeah.
for a blade for a blade dancer.
Yeah. What? It's only.
Okay.
What do you? it's-
Advantage acrobatics
Yeah, I only have a +4. What do you? It's not. You don't have proficiency.
plus the bless.
I don't have
She's not
bless.
blessed.
Oh, right,
I
yeah.
thought she had high dex.
I do have high dex.
So do I.
Oh, you
Same thing.
automatically get a advantage for acrobatics when you're
When I'm
dancing, so it doesn't
dancing.
matter.
25.
25. Yeah, you the whole hop on. What's up?
24.
24.
Oh, does it blind? 'cause you
7.
actually-
Yeah.
Hey,
There you
sorry.
go.
Advantage. Roll the 1 on my bless.
You rolled a 1. What'd you roll on the
6
die?
and a 4.
Okay.
I thought
so-
you weren't proficient in this.
I'm not.
So Argus is the last one to jump because all y'all jump. And he's like, "Yeah, okay, I got this." Right when in slow motion the maw turns up, and you're like, "Oh, damn it!" Because it's all in slow motion too. So you have the moment in your head to think about, fuck, but you can't change your trajectory mid-air, in the middle of the air. So you just go into this thing's mouth. And its gullet like slowly starts to close as you try to scramble your way out, but you can't. It starts to slowly close around you. But like, because you're in like regular motion and all this, it's very very comical.
Cole is sitting there with his eyes
Jesus
closed. We're
fucking
riding a big
Christ.
horse. We're riding a big
Okay.
horse.
Whoops, not that one. You take 16 points of piercing damage and are swallowed as this thing just swallows you.
Oh, okay.
Ermgrim has not turned off his blade, which is like he's like waving around like a.
Don't worry, guys. My concentration.
Like a light stick at a rave.
yeah, like a light stick in a rave, and he's like still.
Can you get him out? With that?
All right.
Yeah.
Without killing it.
Because I can't.
Hold on to
see
this, and he gives you like the reins and the grappling hooks you
All
guys
right,
have been
so
working.
I've got the
"Whee!"
two. I've got both
And he goes
of
to
them.
the side and like right where like a gill maybe, not really a gill, but just like where the carotid thing. And he tries to carve stuff out. You see like right next, right like in your face as you're like falling down the gullet of this thing. This bright light that almost singes you. Jesus Christ. It doesn't almost singe you.
It's fire. He likes it.
Take 10 points of fire damage as this plasma thing like cuts into the. There's a big old scar now across the side of your this cool battle wound now. That's
At least you got to keep your
across
eye.
the crown of your head. He does cut into it, but it's like slow going because this thing has very rocky. He has this awesome blade, right? But the angle at which he's doing it, he keeps like falling shit because he refuses to stop dancing.
If he stabs me with it, can I grab his hand?
Just the blade goes in. His fist
Okay.
stops at the thing, and just the blade goes in. You know, because his like not his whole hand doesn't. He doesn't just punch a hole through the thing. So, yeah, if you want to try to grab the plasma blade, you can. Do you want to?
No.
You want to be the Immolate and try to grab the plasma blade?
I've already
Do
done
you
nothing.
know that you can touch it?
I know.
You know that I can grab this without
fine.
getting hurt. Cool. So, yeah, the rest of you haven't done anything. You guys can do something.
I'm
Just
gonna.
wailing on it.
Okay, just with the mace or whatever it is. Your Kopesh, or-
I'm going with the Kopesh.
Okay, cool.
Conk's
Go ahead.
punching it.
I'm just gonna touch it and inflict wounds.
Okay, cool. That's a attack roll,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Does an 18 hit?
It does, yes.
Do I get advantage because he's inside it?
No. No, I wouldn't consider him in his current predicament threatening this creature.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I'm about to cast a fireball inside its belly.
On yourself as well. Okay. I would not. No, I have to set this precedent. If you are swallowed by a creature, you do not provide flanking, because the part of flanking is like
It wouldn't
being able
know
to,
I would be threatening it. First of all,
well, also like the part of flank is being able to outmaneuver a creature in order to distract them to give everybody thing, and you can't do that if you're inside it. Sorry, I mean no. Sorry,
Just no.
just no on that one. Go ahead, Cole.
Put my hand right up against it and try and firebolt it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just regular roll, because it's just still point blank. Well, technically, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because it's a ranged attack.
Okay.
Because you are still trying to like hold on to it. It's moving slow, but it doesn't mean it's not moving.
I mean, dirty 20.
Yeah, you do. Go ahead, roll your damage.
I missed.
You
I
missed?
I missed touching it while I'm riding it.
Whoa! Yeah, that makes sense. Like but you stand on it, but then you like lose your footing as you start to slide down. It's like slide.
what'd you roll?
Oh,
You're
6
blessed.
points.
I'm still.
Okay, 6
it's
points of damage.
still
You got
well.
A fire damage,
Got
yeah.
it.
Let's see.
Remember, you guys are blessed. I haven't lost bless.
Yeah. Which is wild.
Still would have been your first
So that
roll
would
anyway.
still only be a 14.
I mean,
14. Yeah, it's not.
I have a
It's
plus
not.
8
It's like
on
you
my
don't
spell attack
miss
bonus,
touching
so-
it. You touch it.
Yeah.
You just the magic of being able to like spread those necrotic veins through it aren't able to permeate its extremely tough hide into its more vulnerable, like fleshy interior bits.
I'm just gonna toss a
can-
Toll the Dead at it.
Between Eleazar, Conk, and I, we did 55 damage.
What? Did Eleazar smite?
No,
Okay, he just whacked it.
but 5 hits essentially.
No
Between
special abilities procced or anything.
Nope.
Just 55 points of damage.
both of his, both of mine, and Conk's punch all slammed into. It
Yeah, you guys find like kinks in. You guys have, because it's slowed. You have. By the way, its AC is reduced by 2. I forgot
Yep.
about that.
Yep.
But
And 14 still doesn't hit it.
yeah, 14 still doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
It
needs
just
to do
misses.
a Wisdom save from me.
You guys hit the kinks in the armor, find soft spots. You're able to like pull up some things, having the extra time to like whack it in the more soft tissue areas and stick the big swords into and like lever it and pull it up. Same thing with the Kopesh. You kind of like can opener it a little bit. Fireball in
Dead.
it. What?
Just Toll the Dead. So
Toll
Wisdom
the
save.
dead. Okay. Nope.
23 necrotic damage.
23 necrotic. Jeez.
2d12 plus 5.
You guys are powerful now. I'm gonna be careful. Yeah, this thing isn't looking great. After one round of what it's doing, you.
It doesn't throw me up.
That's a good point.
Or did Ermgrim cut a big enough hole?
Yeah, where
To, like,
somebody
get him
can
out?
He did not
see.
do very well. Does not throw you up yet.
Can
As
we?
it does keep its Constitution saving throw. Ermgrim didn't do very well with that. He does do some damage, but he's finding difficulty to like getting leverage and actually there is a hole, but it still has the blade in it right now.
So we can't see Argus.
You
currently.
cannot see Argus
Okay.
at the moment. But Argus, you at the end of the round or at the top of the round, whatever, do slide further down its gullet as you see the blade get further and further away. You need to roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
10.
10. Okay, that's not enough. You're going to take some damage here from the stomach acid.
And I just lost bless.
That is maximum damage for a point of 24 points of acid damage. I got 2 12s on 2d12s. As you fall further, you can't breathe, you can't see, except for maybe the light, then which is you're losing, and you're restrained. You're not suffocating yet. That takes minutes, but yeah, this thing
Okay.
isn't looking good. But
I'm going to do it.
yeah.
When's it my turn?
Wait.
Yeah, we could just go around again. I mean, that was not its action. I think Ermgrim and Trisheni get their action before it does. So we'll do those two first. and then it does its thing like it bit you before.
So I'm going to.
Does
You
it
let me
get a
know if I can
save?
do this. What?
Does it get a save from
Yeah,
slow?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of.
It's a 14.
Fail. So let me know if this makes sense, and you can tell me I can't do this if I
Okay.
can't. I would like to use Pulse Wave, but basically try to push him out of its esophagus. So like I'm
Timer
pushing.
came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you
I
know,
would
I'm
say that
riding
you'll
the
need to
worm.
hop off the back in order to get into the angle to try to hit it in its abdomen to try to
Okay.
get him out. You know what I
So I
mean?
have a 30-foot cone. So
Because
yeah,
the
I
whole
can-
thing of like hitting somebody on the back forces things down, not up.
Well, it depends on where you envision me being compared to where he is.
You're on
If
its
I'm-
back,
Yeah.
on its like curve of its back, where its head is right here and y'all are like right here. And then Argus got swallowed and is falling further down its gullet.
Okay.
I would say
I-
you need to hit the pulse wave below where he is in some fashion to try to jettison him.
Well,
back
then
up.
I can turn this around since I now know that I'm where I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull him instead of push him.
Pull Argus?
Yeah.
You can't see him.
It's Pulse Wave can either pull or push. So
You have to be able to see what it is you're
no,
pulling.
no, you don't. It's
A
just
creature
a wave.
within another creature.
It's not.
It's tricky. It's really tricky.
It's just
I'll let the dice decide about whether you can actually get and
creatures
like
and objects. It says. So
I understand, but there's
I know this is
tricky
wonky.
because it
It's
is-
Pull
wonky.
both of them.
Yeah.
yeah, I would like pull both of them. So here's what I'm saying. Why don't you roll an Arcana check, and depending on how well you do, you might be able to grasp one of them rather than both of them.
No. 11.
Okay, so you would pull both of them,
Okay.
meaning you would pull it and everybody on top of it as well. You pretty much jolt the creature forward, causing all of you to have to roll dexterity saving throws to see if you fall on or not. Is that
I don't-
something you want to do?
No, because
Okay.
I am not.
You
confident
look
in
at
that,
it and you're
so-
like about to do it, and you're like,
I can't do the math fast enough. Damn it. So then I just then take green flame blade and then the lightning kopesh. So
just whack, whack, whack. Sure, you
Whack,
can
whack.
go ahead and do that. This thing isn't looking great. It's beat up. It's not like severely beat up, but it is beat up. You're gonna have to start thinking about whether you want to kill it to save your friend, or not harm it too much more and try to save your friend some other way.
yeah.
So yeah, it does have its turn though too. Can only take an action. And that's it.
You said 14
well.
does not hit
Yeah.
it, correct?
14 does not. no.
Okay.
Ermgrim does continue to cut into it and does a good amount more damage. Yeah. And there is now like he's got two cuts of like a triangle, so like a flap, like one of those old Welch's grape soda can opener things. And it's kind of been flapped open, so you can see out kind of, but you have to climb against the esophagus to get out. And you are technically restrained, so you can't really move. You'd have to take an action to break, to use like an athletics check to try to be strong enough to climb to be able to have your movement to be able to move. So
It's 22 points of lightning damage.
really,
Yeah, because
because the second one hit. Okay.
I critted on the second one too.
You crit on the second one?
Yeah.
Does something happen with that?
No.
Okay. Jesus, it's not looking good, guys. This thing is you have to start making a decision about whether you're going to kill this thing, and in order to get him out, or some other ways. Because if you start to do much more of any damage to you're gonna kill it.
Cole's vote because it's a fucking worm. It's Argus.
Okay, it has his attack first, as it pulls its tail up and tries to sting the people that's on its back. That is a 17 to hit you, Log.
Yeah. But it will take 20 damage. Cold damage.
Oh no. Yeah. Can you roll a con save for me, please?
Are we all clustered together?
More or less, yeah.
Can you roll that at disadvantage?
Because Conk's gonna do this thing. Okay.
And it can only make the one attack because it's slowed.
Yeah. It was higher, so.
Okay.
That's a 9 for the Constitution.
9. Okay, so you take 12 points of piercing damage. Actually, it's 8, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Where are you? There you are. I'll just roll it a couple times. Oh my god. Okay, whatever.
That can be either really good or really bad for us.
Right.
You only take 22 points of poison damage.
Only.
98. You couldn't fucking get enough out of there. This thing is massive. Are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to the
Eleazar sticks his crowbar in his arm down into the worm to try and reach.
Okay. It took 20 points.
20 points of
Okay.
cold
It is on death's door. It is fucked up. If it takes like another hit, it's gone.
Can you reach?
I'm going to psychic glance it.
You're gonna psychic lens it?
Well, if he doesn't do his thing before I do my thing, then
I mean,
since we're not really in initiative order.
Yeah.
When was it my turn?
It was your turn.
Because I was going to banish it from inside it.
Yeah, it is Largus's turn first. Yeah. Okay.
Largus's turn.
Largus's.
Largus.
Laryngitis
charisma
Largus.
show. It's a charisma save.
Would you be surprised to know its charisma isn't the best?
No.
It's a 2 on the die. So you and like you just get angry and there's a little like a little of flame around you, and then the worm just gone, just completely disappears, just
We
in a
all
flash,
fall
like
down.
hard cut, gone, and Argus is there from up and falls down to the ground into the hole that it was coming from,
Featherfall.
sliding. Okay, you featherfall. Doesn't stop him from sliding down
No,
the
but
slope.
at least you're not.
Yeah, but he doesn't take any fall damage yet. And so does so do all of you actually.
Well-
Every single one of you.
Well, the featherfall then would have
We can cover.
5 creatures.
5
Yeah.
creatures.
I
So
can do it.
Ermgrim just straight up.
No,
Actually,
I've got the rest. of them.
Featherfall.
Oh, you got the other one. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So just,
Between the three of us.
yeah, just make sure you mark down spells
We catch 'em.
so
Yeah.
that you guys know. Yeah.
That's why I was using
I don't think you guys can change your trajectory. So all of you just slowly descend down into
still
this
have-
hole
I still have the grappling hook, so I am going to try to get the grappling hook to the wall and then just try to.
and just monkey chain everybody together with you. Yeah, sure, I'll be okay. I don't think Argus was fast enough to do that because he was a lot farther down than the rest of
Yeah.
you. But the rest of you kind of all hang on to Trisheni, and then very slowly but surely, as Featherfall fades because people like make contact with ground, oof, 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 more and more weight are onto you, and you feel like your arms are like snapping out of your sockets as everybody in your party except for Argus, including the very heavy Ermgrim and Conk, are attached to you, and you're holding onto the grapple.
Can you all grab the rope, please?
roll a Constitution saving throw right now?
I have like a strength of 11.
I do think that at some point, once because Conk does have a climb speed, he can once he stops, he can
Amazing.
let go and climb up. What's up?
Nat 20.
Amazing.
It's just
Yeah, she's like, ah! She's on a rack, but she's holding on with you guys. Conk can grab you and climb up, and you no problem.
It's the
Throws you on
adrenaline
his
from the
back,
music.
Climbs up. The rest of you, Moonchild. Oh, poor Moonchild. Moonchild, yeah, she can't grab onto anything, so she's down there with you. You guys kind of end up in this almost like sink trap style thing, and the rest of you are at a much slope that you would have slid down there. I would say I don't think the rest of you with log and coal only. And if Conk goes back up and down, can help you guys get out, and the rest of you. But Argus, you're down there with
question.
Moonchild. Sure.
Are we technically in the Underdark?
Yeah.
Okay. So this thing's only going to be gone for a minute.
Okay, all right.
You're
We
in the
had a
deep.
s- we
You're
had
in
a
the deep
second
under.
grappling
Yeah.
Oh, Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
We had a second grappling hook, so we. Just
Yeah, you could
pull
try.
everybody
But
up.
Yeah.
you've slid down far enough that it's longer than the grappling hook. This thing was massive. This thing was much larger than the other purple worms that you have fought before. But even still, you It's only gonna be gone for a minute. You have a minute before it literally closes the hole that you are trapped in.
How far down is Argus from?
He's about 120 feet down.
Well, we've got a lot of rope.
Yeah, but if we don't have time to climb
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if we can't get him up, let's just go down.
I mean,
Well, but we'd have hidey hole up there.
Can we have Heidi
well,
hold
but
down
remember,
there?
We have
if
high
we're
heel
in
down
their
there?
hold, we probably are safer anyway.
Not if the worm comes back on top of us.
But I
though.
thought they don't cut back on their trails.
I was just thinking the
Not
the
usually.
actual
At least
physical.
not like they don't trace over them.
We're trying to
Sometimes
ride
they may
this thing.
cross them, but
Let's go down the hole and catch its tail and ride it.
All right.
Isn't that the whole purpose of this whole thing?
we could. It's pretty fucked up. All we have to do is get on top of it.
All right. Let's do it.
You just gave it a timeout, right?
Yep.
Well, I was inside it.
After it was almost done.
I thought you banished something to get out of it. That's like the best use of that spell. I'm inside of this thing. I can't get out. Banish. Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna walk over here and it reappears. All right. Let's continue.
Yeah. So
That's the way
everybody back
get
down
out
the
of
hole.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys can jump down to the point
Yeah, 'cause
where
we're still feather
now that you
falling
have
and-
more control over to how you do, you can slide down there. Doesn't feel great, but some of you are beat up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Log's pretty beat up.
I am.
Argus is pretty beat
Well,
up.
I imagine I probably lost
You
Twig
guys have
into
a
the
minute
fireball.
if you guys want to do some healing, if that's something you want to do.
I'm a little scared too, but
Oh, why? Because of yeah.
because what could happen?
Yeah. All right. Well, decide because.
I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay.
I'll heal. Oh.
At third
Get some
level.
health back, Log. 10 points.
10?
Yep.
I'll take it.
18 points for
So I'm
myself.
going to do
Nice.
my
Okay.
last spell slot for another Armor of Log.
You got it.
Log's cool.
Okay, so you slide down there and you wait. You wait.
Grappling
No.
hook ready.
You guys tell me. I'll drop concentration. When are we
Okay.
ready to let this thing back out?
You are going to be to
In
the
the
point where
position?
like you're going to be out at the end of its tail type of thing. You know?
Yeah.
It's still slowed, right?
So
How long
Not
does that
quite.
last?
About a minute. So
Well, I
drop
can drop
it before.
before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
You
count
get
it
like
down.
a single round of slow is what I'll say because
You
of
count
how,
it down.
Yeah.
Ready? And drop it.
All right.
Okay. The light or whatever of the idea of there being something else. Speaking of which, you can't see anything. I don't
It's what's
think.
been helping me out with this whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, your rapier glows.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It just shows
It just literally goes, oh, north is this way,
I
and
also
then it disappears.
well, I also can't imagine that you weren't.
We would've-
didn't
Oh, I would've-
have
I-
light on when you were
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
the
yeah.
party
You
thing.
didn't have
so-
light
Yeah.
on your belt or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Probably.
imagine
would've-
that was what's going on. You just know that the thing is now on top of the hole, and the wiggly like large tail of like the end of an earthworm is just going back and forth really slowly from where you are. The way it is, because the tunnel that it burrowed is only the length of the width of its actual body, you're going to reach a point to the point where you're going to like be squoze and you won't be able to get on top of it. And if it decides to continue to drag you through without pulling stuff, you might get scraped, but you can get on top of it. Essentially, your best bet here, to save you guys some time, is to subdue it without getting on top of it. Pretty much like keep it in the hole so it can't move, and be like, no, you're not going anywhere. We're making you submissive, that type of thing, and breaking it while like catch a tiger by the tail, that type of thing.
But more damage and it will die.
Basically.
I think if it attacks you, it might take two more damage, but you don't have to do damage to it in order to subdue it. The idea is it is already very, very bad.
That's because Lance I could
Already-
incapacitate it, but then it would take damage.
Yes, it would take
So,
damage. It is
between all
it is
of us,
on
we
death's
just
door. It
like-
is very, very badly damaged. It does not have a whole lot of fight left in it. It just had a timeout. It is still slowed. It's not. It doesn't look good for its morale to keep fighting. You need to pretty much just kind of show it who's boss. The idea is to most likely grapple it with the help of everybody so that
Yeah.
it can't move, and pretty much force it to give up. Meaning that however you'd like to do that, you can try to do that.
Let's
Log, tell it
Rope?
to stop. And then everybody grab onto it.
Yep.
Give it a yank.
Stop. Telepath that.
You telepath it to stop? I thought you were like using command or something like that. Wait, Eleazar has command.
But it has to know a language. doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, it does. Yeah, it doesn't know languages.
So then my psychic doesn't really work on it then.
Could it be like an animal
Yeah.
handling thing though?
It's
Because you're
more of
technically
just-
like.
It's you just kind of give it the visceral feeling of like that just like when every dog you go they're like what and they stop what they're doing. Yeah, the same kind of thing. That just kind of universal language. It's like stop. So you do that, sure. Anybody else doing anything else?
Everybody's grabbing on and
Yeah.
Everybody grabbing
the
on, brute
grappling
force
hooks
style?
and well the rope
Yeah.
and grappling and
Moochild will bite onto my cloak really fucking hard.
Okay. I say then everybody just roll athletics checks.
Come on, guys, we got it. For anybody who needs it, who's not me.
But
Ermgrim will
you can only
take it.
give one of them. I only rolled a 4, so.
Ermgrim will take it because he didn't
Yeah.
do very well.
Oh, I didn't do good.
Okay.
So
Was it D8?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, +2 to it.
Eleazar got a 19. Conk got a 17.
And what about you?
I
Didn't roll for himself.
19.
There you go.
6.
7.
What is wrong with you?
I rolled a
You need to-
4.
you need to, like, I think you have your own like Will Wheaton curse.
I didn't do much better. I did 7.
You did 7. Oh no.
And I tied with Log at 7.
15.
15. Ermgrim got a 19 +2, which brings it to a 21. The Purple Worm athletics checks rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
So, like, it has a massive bonus to strength. So, the average there, that was pretty close, guys. But you are able to pretty much make it to the point where it stops struggling. And it just eventually, like, deflates a little bit and just kind of lays down. Begins, like, heavy breathing. It does not look good, like, at all.
This thing gonna be able to carry us in this condition?
I mean, yeah, it's still pretty
Should we
big.
patch it up?
I mean,
Oh, that it knows what a boss.
I think we need to
Does
Does
get
it
it
on top of
deflate enough that we can like crawl out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like relaxes all its muscles so it deflates.
I will
Did
toss
it
it
poop when it
and get
relaxed
of
all its
steel.
muscles?
I'm sorry, what?
Did it release any excrement when it released all, stopped all its muscles?
Yes, it did.
Was it pooped?
So two things. You know that they usually they offload before they attack. So there's probably one farther down the thing. But it did release a little bit more. This looks like it's not as, because it just completely emptied a bowel, so it wasn't as finished, like getting all of the detritus out of it. But looks like there are some veins of gold and silver in it. Perhaps looks like it hit a garnet pocket at one point too.
How big is it?
Big.
How thick? Can we fit it in a little hole?
No, it's not. It's about an orb, about maybe 2.5 feet in diameter. Looks heavy. It's mostly rock with veins of silver, gold, and a nice big old chunk of garnet in there as well. Like a big old chunk. It's up to you.
Do we care
You guys
about
doing
any of this?
I mean, I would like it, but
Yeah, I don't have
do
a
we have
minute.
the time?
right.
Should we like break it? Doesn't look like it's very dense.
Sure.
Wanna break it?
Yeah,
You got
Yeah.
time to
You
yet?
got a
If we
hammer,
can-
right?
I got picks.
I could cut it too.
That's
Yeah.
good work.
Slice it into a couple pieces.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, didn't mean to
No, it's fine.
Cuts it into 8 pieces. They're all small enough to put inside the hole if you want.
Smells like
I'd say
burning
once the gold is smelted out, you'll get like 283 gold out of it, and once the silver is out, about 200 silver from it. The garnet, big old pocket of garnet on this thing, wasn't finished actually condensing and
which means it is low density garnet, but you could probably raw, say maybe 700 gold worth of garnet raw if you got cut.
You said
Considerably more.
700?
Yeah.
I feel like we have someone who might know how to use garnet very well.
Just
If,
maybe.
if it's cut nicely, it could be worth considerably
They may know
more.
how to cut garnet
Yeah.
for their entire lives.
This thing was massive. So that was just a small dropping, like a small dingleberry compared to how big it
Probably
was.
down
the
the
tunnel.
It was larger than it was like a titanic creature. It was larger than gargantuan.
So,
Let's go.
Ermgrim's like, alright, we should probably, if it scrapes its fucking side on something, it's gonna die. So we should probably at least patch it up a little bit. Now that it knows who's boss, it spanks it up on top. Just protests smallly.
Eleazar can lay on hands.
I could do a level 1 heal
I mean, I can heal too.
for 10 hit points. And I go into a fire frenzy.
Seriously?
Ermgrim cauterizes the wound he made on it.
I threw 8 points into it too.
Okay.
Maybe just stand over by the poop, make it melt. Argus, go. They're
Yeah,
looking a
it
little
seems to be
hot.
healthy enough now to move. So you, because your eyes light up and your beard lights up too, right?
Amazing.
And yeah, he's just like he's very Ifriti type looking with it. How much healing did you do?
10.
Okay, the worm is healed and it took over, I believe, 68 hit points of health, so it's decently healed back. Do you want to hurt the worm?
Yeah. I'll throw just a basic cantrip flame at it.
Okay.
Oh, I miss.
I mean, you don't miss. I mean, it's
Okay.
like you can't it's massive. It's letting you do it. I would say the worst, you hit it in a spot that just, I mean, the scales are so thick, but
You literally threw something at a wall and missed a wall.
yeah.
I did 12 fire damage.
Is that more than healing you did?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you do that. It recoils and it doesn't like it, but you're just like, yeah, that's right. Listen to us.
Just
I'll
because we heal
and
you
then
doesn't mean
damage
that
you.
you're not.
You're being very mean to this thing.
Poor buddy.
We
Like,
give
it's
it
like
and
your
we
tech
take
now
it
and you're
away.
using
Yeah.
it.
So,
We give it, take it.
How about I threw it in the little hole that Ermgrim cut open?
Ow. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
hurt.
Freaking swallowed me.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Hungry. So, you said you fed it an ingot. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I toss it like a steel.
Roll an animal handling check.
Jeez. I was just trying to be nice to the thing. 18.
18. This big exhale that nearly blows you over.
All right, guys. Armgrim, you know how to drive this thing, right?
Right. Right.
Here you go.
He's like
There's
kind of
one.
tangled in some of the grappling hooks. He's like, this one over here. If you attach that to one of the scales down there, and all, Jimmy, this and this here, and then you just hold that, will you? Just hold that for me. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then that one's good. That one's good. All right.
It's just a big horse.
Up, up. And this thing like rears up, and you're holding onto this rope, and you just get whoa, just get whipped up, and Ermgrim is laughing his ass off as you get whipped up. You do eventually end up on its back and smack into its back. You don't really take any damage, but Ermgrim was like,
Oh yeah, because Cole was not paying attention. He was repeating his mantra. It's a
see
really
that?
big horse. It's a really big
I'm
horse.
still
It's
like
a really big
on
horse.
Shit.
Last 2 minutes.
"Shit, that's crazy. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
Did the Immolate do that to you?"
No.
He's been like this for a few days
That's
now.
awesome.
You're in control right now?
I'm trying.
He can only speak in Ignan. Does anybody understand Ignan?
Nope.
So you just hear.
I mean, until I cast comprehend languages and can understand him.
You're like, is that, did the Imla give that to you? It was like, oh, okay. He hears no. But
I was like, I assume he
he
knows it.
understands you, but like the rest of you are like, what the fuck?
He's pissed.
Yep.
This happened twice now. This
Yeah.
is the third time. It happens every time I
Eventually
heal.
it goes down and you're
2 minutes, yeah.
2 minutes, yeah. 2 minutes it goes away as y'all are eventually pile onto this thing and as you have all the smoke and steam come off of you. Log is still Logsicle, I believe, because the armor of Log lasts
It's
for
an hour.
Lasts for an hour, so
Yeah.
he's still Logsicle. So you got Burn Boy and Ice Boy over here. And then you have Eleazar too.
Is it making a crazy fog cloud in the...
yeah, there's like quite a bit of like steam and fog in the area right now. It's kind of
Perfect.
settling it down.
Ghost worm.
Yeah.
Some of those scavengers will be following behind it, so we probably shouldn't hang out too
Oh
long.
right, yeah, we should probably get going.
Yeah. That's cool.
Great. So you continue on. Eventually, there's getting a hang of it. Did you guys want to try to see if you could find its other pellet, or no?
I mean, if we can hold it here. I didn't know how long it was going to just hang out and wait for us.
It's not moving unless you tell it to move.
Okay.
It is. It was messed up
Yeah,
thoroughly.
if we
by
have
you.
time to.
It's also not an intelligent creature. Once it's broken, it just.
Remember how many of those things were chasing after the last big one like this that we dealt with?
Yeah. I also don't have a way to deal with it today. Do you?
We could cut it like we just did the other piece.
It might be a bigger poop, though.
Can cut off the most valuable pieces.
Yeah. That works.
Could
All
be
right.
amongst
I mean,
vein
it's
of
going to be
adamantium.
quite.
It's true.
We'll have to take a guess. I can't make it go
Backwards.
back the way it came. It won't. It's like it's got all
Okay.
the instincts that tell it not to do that. So, but I can. But if we take a guess, I can try to like intercept and cross. All right, I'll take the guess
Sure.
because this is probably my thing. Yeah, right.
You're the driver.
You're the purple worm.
Here sounds
That's
good.
how you sold us.
You move across a little bit further down. It does kind of have its mouth flared so that the opening of the hole is bigger than its actual body, so that it doesn't just scrape you guys off as you guys are moving through. And there's actually quite a few of other things where it does cross through open areas and like vaulted caverns that give you plenty of room. It continues thing. It then dives down a bit. It does look like it does overlap over its own trail. You look left, you look right, you don't see anything. I mean, we could hop off and go both each direction and see what we can find. If you got the time.
If we got the time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll stay here. Oh wait, no, I can't stay here. Shit. Well, I have to.
Eleazar knows how to ride things. Could
Yeah.
you hold the reins?
All right.
I was planning on staying so I could rest a little bit.
All right. Why don't you hold on to that? Don't let go. And just kick your heels. I know what I'm doing. Get out of here. And then Ermgrim pops off. Which way are you going?
Which way is the tunnel curve?
I'll go uphill. You guys go down.
Yeah, uphill,
Sure.
downhill.
I'll go down.
I'll go uphill.
Okay.
I'll go with one of them.
So I'm staying up the worm and healing.
Who's going downhill?
And then I'll go with
Okay.
Yeah.
Cole and Argus, after about
yeah.
1,500 feet down this tunnel, so quite a ways, you do come across something that's kind of like lodged in the side, almost as if it was like it was stuck on the end, and it kind of like whipped it against the wall to get it off and scrape it off, and it kind of is like embedded in the side, cracked in the stone, so that it's not just loose sitting on the ground. You head over to it. It's large. It's a good 30 feet in diameter. This thing is huge.
The worm itself was like 40, if not 50 feet in diameter. It was huge. So this thing's quite big. Ermgrim went with you, didn't he?
No, well,
I-
I went with him. I
Yeah,
went with
I said
Gizmo.
you guys head down that way. So
Okay, I think Ermgrim just probably stayed until he
Yeah.
heard a shout and everything. Eventually, you guys, given enough time, you guys come back.
tunnel's big enough I can
Somewhere-
open up the cube. So
Yeah, the tunnel is big enough that you could open up the cube.
cut off what we can figure out are the most valuable
Yeah.
chunks and fill up.
Do you guys want to yell down the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm,
Yeah?
no.
Okay, so you want to walk back?
Good.
I want to walk back far enough that I can see somebody and do that. Because I can, as long as they're within a mile of me, I think is what it is.
You connected to him first.
Oh, yeah, you could have done that if you wanted to, but you can't initiate the conversation, can you? Oh, well, I guess if he's already connected, right?
Yeah, it'll last for a little bit.
Yeah, you can do that.
A couple of minutes, unfortunately.
So you get from Cole that it's in the opposite direction. You head that way. You pick up Ermgrim on the way. Eventually, you guys meet up near it. Ermgrim starts to try to slice bits off. This thing is huge. He's done his best to try to shave off the bits that are most important. There's no way all of this material is going to fit in.
Right.
And any number of all of your spatial storage devices.
I have 3 cube sides, so I can get
And each of them are 500 pounds?
5-foot cubes, I think is what you told me.
Yeah.
It expands to 5-foot squares.
Yep.
So 5
Uh-huh.
foot, 3 5-foot cubes.
I'd
of
say that's
material.
probably your best bet is to just do those 3, the
Yeah.
rest of those cubes.
Yep.
He'll try to slice off as much as he can and keep it organized as he starts to pull out a piece of a gold vein, throw that in the gold pile, pull off a piece of platinum vein, throw that in the platinum pile. From what you can guess here, once this is all smelted properly and dealt with, you could I'm not even going to count out the gold and the platinum because I assume you're going to smelt them all at the same time. You could get a total of around, as far as the metals are concerned, you could get about 3,989 gold worth of material out of this. There's quite a lot of platinum here. There's a lot of gold. This is probably the biggest worm that you have encountered, with the exception of the Matra guy.
Cool.
There are also gems here. There are no garnets, there are no sapphires, there are no emeralds, but there are diamonds. There's not a glittering vein of diamonds. There's one massive uncut diamond about the size of Log's head. It is huge. You imagine that once this thing is cut, and if it's cut properly, which could take, even with your jeweler capabilities, unless you use things like fabricate and possibly several iterations of it, which is what it's going to take to actually properly do this thing, because it needs to be done expertly for it to be.
He does it though.
It's going to take him weeks to cut this.
No, if he uses fabricate.
If he uses fabricate, he could do it in a day, I'd say.
It could be the Great Log Diamond.
Yeah, it's that big. It's huge. This is
Perfect likeness.
once cut properly and
Shape it into
pristinely,
log into your
and
face. What's up, son?
you think it's actual market sale value could be north of 10,000 gold. This thing is massive. It is very, very, very precious. In its current state, it's almost worthless because it's so big and it's uncut. It's almost worthless because it's going to take the amount of expertise and time and energy and equipment to cut this thing that it's the raw material itself kind of makes a zero
Nobody's
sum
going to
game
want
with that.
to necessarily
Nobody's
pay you
gonna wanna-
anything for it.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to put that amount of time and energy and stuff into it because it's what it's and that's the deal, is because it's going to cost them through hiring somebody to think it's going to actually cost them money in the long run to actually do such as that.
I mean, we get more pockets.
It's just too big. It's it's a bit of a sunk cost fallacy with it. It's just too
Didn't say
big.
how much it was going to be.
When it's-
3,989 gold.
And then, but if it's
And
cut
a
properly,
head-sized uncut.
10,000 gold, around northward of 10,000 gold if this is cut properly. Which, do you have access to fabricate?
No.
Okay.
But
Not yet.
I can give him a scroll of it, and
That's
then he
true.
can use it immediately.
I would say you could, with that spell, you could do it in a day, but you're going to make some rolls to see how well this is done. This is difficult.
I got another idea as well.
This is only
It's big enough you can make something out of it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because of the raw thing, only the finest jeweler in the world with the best equipment and a nice healthy dose of magic is going to be able to actually do this properly, or the way it needs to reach that type of value.
Which
It's
you
just
have
it's just too big. It's just too fucking big.
1,000 is the most I need from like a spell with 1 diamond.
So you can you've got as much as you can carry 500 pounds of platinum, 500 pounds of gold, and this
Diamond.
the diamond is not 500 pounds. It's
Was
more
there
like 190 pounds.
Any mithril or adamant? Nothing.
No mithril and adamantine here. Not that you
really
were
gotta
able
talk to
to
Rogar.
find a lot of the. This
No
is
ores that looked interesting at all.
Just to see if there's
no, just that there were small traces of other stuff, but not worth it for the
got a
time
worm
and
right
cutting it out.
We gotta go. So
Yep.
Wrap it
I'd
up.
say with that, you guys spent most of the day doing all of this stuff, searching, cutting, collecting heads, doing travel. It's time to rest. It was
How are we
it's
gonna-
quite the day.
How are we gonna keep this worm subdued?
The time it took all them to do that, was that a short rest for me?
Yeah, we can take a short rest.
In case anything happens during the evening?
Sure, I would say that's a good
really
question,
big
guys.
horse.
Right. We have to like sleep. Well, I suppose we should all take turns and try to ingratiate ourselves to it.
Okay.
Let's all show it who's boss, or maybe not, or maybe just try to make it want to chill around us.
Feed it?
Yeah, maybe feeding it.
You rolled your animal handling check already, and you gave it things, so you got a 19.
Yep.
So you're good. Who's next? What do you want to do?
I want to feed it some of our. What do you think? What gems do I get?
I'll give you a iron or a steel ingot to anybody
Okay.
that wants to give it a
I'll
treat.
give it a steely ingot.
Okay. You just be like, here, and throw it at its face.
I'll heat it up first.
Oh, okay.
It's food. It needs to be heated up.
Yeah, okay. You heat it up and toss it. Go ahead and roll a animal handling check.
Natural 20 for a 25.
Nice.
Now you do stuff.
This makes sense.
So you heat it up, and it's like,
Ooh, yummy.
Smart smelt it for you.
and you toss it in there. It's like, it like snorts at you with. You don't know where this air is coming from, because it just has a mouth. It's weird, but some snot somehow gets on you, or viscera, or you don't know if it's from something it ate or if it's just saliva, but it gets on you, and it's like. Really like that. That was really nice. Yeah, really into it. Yeah.
Zemdek, you want any of this worm snot?
Pull out a flask.
Oh my god.
Could be
Amazing.
useful. I'll
Who
help
knows what
Eleazar.
Zemda is the traveling hoarder, and I love it.
I mean, it breaks down metals. I mean, there's got to be.
It does. That's very true. It's highly corrosive.
I'll help Eleazar.
There's got to
You
be
got a
something we
dirty
could do with that.
We could assassinate.
Okay,
security.
With
you
a
got
flash
dirty
of
20.
genius.
Cool. What is
Like telling him how to feed it and like be nice to
He's
him.
like he at first he's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and he hands it out, and it just humps on his hands like, ah! And you're like, shh, no, don't scream. He's like, ah.
Scrape
I'll
that,
stick to adulthood. That was nasty.
scrape that off.
You
into
scrape
the
it off.
flask.
You fucking weird, dude.
Get it off him quickly before it starts to break down his armor, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Cool.
crazy things you
Log?
could probably
It
do.
was this animal handling?
Yeah. Well, tell me what it
Gotta
is you
figure
want
out
to
how
do
process
first.
certain orders.
Right.
It
breaks down everything, even adamantine.
trying to think, like, what does he do with Moonchild?
Don't you dare say that's Moonchild.
Oh no, that's maybe like
Yeah.
he's thinking of like how he interacts with Moonchild and would do this, try and do the same thing with the worm. And I'll give it scritches.
You give it scratches under its scales? Sure, go ahead. There's big old hard plates.
Where is it? Okay, I don't look into that.
Oh, natural. So,
Think you're gonna
I
catch
think
harm on
you
it,
are
man.
doing this while they're going to search for it, and your armor of log is still up. So you go to scratch it, and then like somehow you accidentally cut your finger, and you're like, oh no, and you accidentally trigger it, and it the ice spreads across. It's like oh, and it almost flops you out or flops you off, and you're like, oh well, it's gonna hate me for the rest of it. It's like the third time I've done this to it.
It's the show him who's boss option.
Right.
Go ahead.
After he did that again, I'm still gonna keep my distance, but I'll talk to it very sweetly, and I'll put another 8 points of healing into it.
Okay, cool. What do you say for your healing word as you heal it?
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about the evil hairy. Well, not hairy man. But
I disguise self again to look like me.
I can't actually give you the base of it, but imagine everything I'm doing like 10 octaves down.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's so bass heavy because it's just so massive. But yeah, okay. It seems to respond positively to that.
I try to give it scritches and massage it, but like do it rhythmically, like and go up and down its spine, just like yeah.
Yeah, when you give me back scratches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Got another animal handling type then. Is Conk doing anything? Okay.
you don't want it to like conk, do you?
17.
It's Conk's metal.
17. Yeah, I
He'll
mean,
want to eat it.
you pull out your talons and you try to get down the soft spots and get into those rhythmically scratches, and it's like there's that point where it seems to like push in your direction. It pushes a little too hard and almost squishes you up against the wall, and you're like, no.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, it seems to like most of you guys, with the exception of Log. Erngrim's riding it. Let's see.
He showed it who's boss earlier.
He showed it
so.
who's boss. He really showed it who's boss yet again. He just kind of lays down on the top of it. He's like, "Who's good boy? Yeah, good boy." He's just starfishing out onto it. Good boy. Slap, 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 slap. I don't actually know if you're a boy or a girl or whatever, but
Worms don't have genders.
They're both
all right, BOI then, just the boy.
big boy.
And it just seems to be like.
It's a big old horse. It's a big old horse. It's a big old horse.
Exactly.
It's
Underground
pretty
horse.
beat at itself, so it kind of like coils up and creates the long area and kind of does dig out kind of a piece to make a large enough circle, kind of almost toroidal shape, so that it can coil up and nap. That means you're also guarded by a massive purple worm as you sleep. So not a whole lot is gonna really be a problem for you in the moment. You guys go to bed.
Conk's holding the reins all night.
Sure, yeah, that's
Like a
fine.
hitching post.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad I prepared banishment today.
You guys go to bed. Do the roll for me real quick,
I'll cast that on you.
and then we're just gonna fast forward a couple days, I think, because there's not really a whole lot that's gonna happen to you when you're riding a purple worm.
Nope.
Could have done freedom.
Roll 2 2s.
2 2s
For a total of 5.
Okay.
Wait, did you want to use one of your charges?
Well, but,
Oh, yeah, that's
but
right, you don't-
I already have advantage,
Yeah.
so
But
I thought it was a
Does it
reroll, not
count?
a advantage. I misheard it.
well, yeah. So because he did his thing, but I also have the badge. So,
The badge only works if you use a charge.
but because I had advantage,
Yeah.
Does it?
Can you
Can I
re-roll
can I
one?
still?
No, it's
re-roll
not.
one?
It's not like a. You don't get double advantage. You have to choose either one or the other. That's the kind of a thing. It's like I don't want to do. It's not like a luck point where it's like you can get advantage or you like force disadvantage to get it. That's I hate that bullshit. Like I give myself disadvantage so I get the luck point, so I actually get a triple advantage and yada yada. It's bullshit. Okay, so here's the deal. You go into your dreamscape and it's blank. It's gone. Nobody there. Nothing there. Everything's gone.
Hello.
It echoes. The quake happens back and forth. You try to find your footing as another knock. It sounds like a loud knocking.
Gall.
No response. You start to see some of the liquid from the bottom kind of separate and bubble up as the lectern with your book upon it comes up from the ground and flips open.
What does it flip open to?
It starts to scrawl like ink, like inky resin spreading across the page, saying, in the kind of language that your patron communicates with you, what is thy desire?
The traitor.
It responds, is that your wish?
I told you I would get you the traitor. That's what I will do.
Your words appear in the eldritch speech as you speak them, and the book shuts close and gets sucked really, really fast down into the water. And there's silence for a bit. And once the ripples subside, there is a reflection that starts to appear on the water, almost like the silver screen of a movie screen that starts to display a scene in motion. You see Scoop. You see him standing in a familiar area like you, talking to some sort of individual that you can't see, but in the same kind of like scenario that also has some sort of like inky kind of resiny whatever is going on here, and you just hear reverberating, make the deal or another will. And a Scoop says, okay, I make the deal. And it says, very well. And then fast forwards, you see a Scoop saying, it said he was like the false wave or something. Fast forwards again. I don't know what that means. Fast forwards again. You see a blue-skinned, shirtless individual with aquatic features upon their body, holding a trident, that's sitting cross-legged in a river, in some sort of trance. It looks like some of elven lineage. That is, you see, kind of pop out of existence, and then you fast forward and you enter the same space. You're within the darkest depth where no light beneath the water can penetrate. And you hear it say things like drench, squelch, drown, and rain. You need to spread my word. You need to do what I asked you to do. And you just hear this voice, and this other creature says, well, you're right, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I'm gonna try. And it says, this is a privilege, as you hear squelches.
and eventually fast forward through the keywords of this conversation, and the blue individual disappears. And on this silvery screen of this water that you're looking down on, you just see the scene, which is almost total blackness, but you can see like a little bubble here or there pop through before emerging from the darkness from some light source that you're not entirely sure. It almost looks as if it's silhouetted. I don't want to say tentacles, but I want to say tendrils from some sort of a mass of extremely enigmatic mass of undetermined shape. And these aren't tentacles because they don't have like squid ends and then they have tapered along. They don't look like anything that's anatomically correct. It looks like extremely pseudopodic tendrils that grab what it would almost seem like the frame of the camera as like the whole realm shakes. And not eyes, but abscesses of, if light was negative space instead of darkness, that peer through the seams of some sort of like tangled mass of amoebic pseudopod tendrils, kind of like Tangela style if you think about the Pokemon, just all these types of things that are just around this amoeboid mass. And if darkness was positive space and light was negative space, that actually doesn't pierce through the cracks, but the other part was actually light and then gave way to darkness as being the positive space, is what you kind of see as you feel a gaze, and you just see as coming out of the water are these tendrils into your dream space, getting purchase. And it just says, as it turns and moils, I can see you, brother. And that's where we're going to end our session. That was a lot of fun. So, guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around for if you're a patron, please check out our Patreon so you can listen to our post-session talks. We're going to talk a lot about this in the Burnt Ends this time. Go over, check that out so you can get Discord access and all that cool stuff and all that good things that we like to give you. And thank you so much for your support. Thanks to all of our artists and composers. Good night, everybody, and as always, stay safe out there. Bye.
Bye.
See you next time, guys.